You guys might realize, those who have been watching this boss fight series for Dark Souls 1 that I've been doing, you might notice that I haven't really talked through any of it. You might have heard my grunts of frustration or not, or, you know, whatever, but I haven't really talked. I have to explain what I'm doing in this fight, because this is the most inoffensively bad boss fight in all of Dark Souls, in all of Dark Souls 2, in all of Dark Souls 3, in all of Bloodborne. It is so offensively bad that it defies logic. So after you've come down that little slide, you sprint to the side here and hit that first whatever that is. Whoa! Don't jump in the hole like that, like I almost did. What you want to try to do is not get stabbed like this. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. That's fine. Now, normally I would have just ended the video and continued on, gone back, tried again, blah 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 blah. But this time I'm not, because that's technically okay. Because once you get one of the two, whatever they're called, I don't think there's an official name, things on the side of the Bed of Chaos. Once you get one, then if you die, it stays gone when you get back. So when I get back there, I'll only be the one. What I'd intended to do was, if I could get to the other side the other side without dying, get the second, I'm just going to call it a pylon, get the second pylon, without dying, then what I would have done is quickly homeward boned out of there. That way I could come down to, I could come back, you know, fresh health, run around that thing, and I wouldn't have to, and I could just go straight for the small platform that I need to land on, that I need to jump down to. And the thing that really irritates me and everybody else is the fact that this is supposed to be the Witch of Izalith, the remnants of the Witch of Izalith. Probably one of the most, if not the most important lore character in the entire game, maybe the entire series, aside from Gwen, excuse me. So it's a good thing I already leveled up. If I die again, I'm not going to worry about wasting my, I'm not going to worry about trying to retrieve my souls right at the moment. The nice thing is, with the shield that I've got, the Great Shield of Artorias, this thing pretty much ignores all, well, it ignores all physical damage, and causes me to lose very little stamina as a result. But the Witch of Izalith, a character that quite possibly is as, if not more important than Gwen, simply because of the fact that if she hadn't tried to use her Lord Soul to rekindle the first flame, then the Chaos Demons that were created as a result of her attempt, none of that would have ever happened. The game's dark light cycle would have continued on, but when it was time for the light to return, everything would have been fine. Gwen and his people could have waited out the dark, and when the light came back, when the flame came back, great, everything's fine. But because the Witch of Izalith used her Lord Soul to try to rekindle the first flame, well, That's what happened, you know, to Lost Izalith. So, you know, basically the Witch of Izalith is as responsible for what happens throughout the course of the game as Gwyn is. So it is with profound sadness that the developers boiled down the Witch of Izalith to basically this. So offensively bad. Okay, that's not... Come on. That should be cracked. That should crack. There we go. Yeah, I've got it. You want to wait until, at this point, you want to... Hopefully, you're smart enough to make sure that that part is... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Come on. Yep. 3. See, this is what I mean. Just sits there and swipe. This fight is so offensively bad, and it's every design, everything about it is terrible. And see, the thing is, this is some of the areas like the Tomb of the Giants, Blight Town. Those areas are bad when you compare them to the rest of the areas in the game, but they're not what you would call offensively bad. It's just terrible. Now, like I said, what I should have done is I should have at least tried to run to the center part of the room to make sure that the floor gave out, so that I could then just wait for swipe left, swipe right, swipe from the left, swipe from the right, then continue on and try to jump down there. Because if you can jump down, once you land on that little center platform thing, then it's over. Plain and simple. Now, you got to be careful though, because when you do land there, what you find and you have to hit to win the fight is it only takes one hit to kill it, but if you take too long, then the Bed of Chaos will still be able to attack you. So, wait for it, swipe left, right, and go. And there you go. GG. Generally just roll, and roll, and roll, and roll, roll, and roll again. And this, and that is what's left of the Witch of Izalith. That's what the fight effectively boils down to. The most offensively bad boss fight in the entire Dark Souls Bloodborne series.